it'll take me into the second scene here, which was a little more serious and profound in a lot of ways. I found it profound in a lot of ways. And what it was your father directed a 1987 production of The History of Laughter, and it had Carol Burnett and it had Carl Reiner, Whoopi Goldberg, and the late great Robin Williams. And you were there in the audience with a friend, and you just by chance were sitting in front of, I believe, Robin Williams' agent. And then can you pick it up from there?
Okay, he was. We're sitting on the right side, the bottom half of the studio at stage 33, which is where they did the Burnett show. Excuse me. And actually, my best friend Scott Marshall and I from high school were sitting in back, the second row behind his manager. And Scott and I were talking. And I said, "Oh my God, Scott, you won't believe my dad the whole week he was cavelling, and oh my God, he's working with Robin Williams, and he was overwhelmed by him, and he didn't want to squash Robin's improv skills. He wanted to let him be able to do what he needed to do, and he was so nervous." And Scott's like, "Well, you work with Robin Williams. I mean, anybody would be intimidated, Chris." I said, "Yeah, but and because you want to serve Carol's needs, Carl's needs, Whoopi's needs, and everybody's needs. Everybody's got an ego." I said, "But my dad was scared out of his mind the whole week, Scott. He really was." And his manager turned around and said, "God, you're full of you know what." I said, "Well, first of all, thank you. And who in the hell are you?" He said, I'm Robin Williams' manager. And if you thought your dad was scared, Robin was like, I'm working with Harvey Korman. Robin was intimidated by your father. Your father's an icon in this business." I said, "Well, so is Robin Williams. He's the one of the greatest." I said, "But there is no Robin. There is no whoever, Billy Crystal's there without your father, the Burnetts of the world." I thought, "Oh, that's a very interesting measuring stick." And he said, "But the whole week, it's like you want everybody to do their best work. You don't want to crush Whoopi's improv skills or Carl or Carol's." And I said, "But Chris, you have to understand, Robin has great respect for your father as an artist and as a person. He wanted to serve what your dad wanted to do for the scene." And I said, my dad wanted to serve Robin's needs too and not crush those needs. So you had two icons having a level of referential love and respect for each other. And those two worlds could have collided badly, and they didn't, because there was enough referential love to let the other one do what they needed to do without pushing down the other person saying, "Well, your ideas don't matter." It was, "Hey, Robin, you try this. If it works, if it doesn't, we'll try something else." So it was like that the whole week. So after the show, Scott Marshall and I had gone up to the stage. Scott Marshall has cerebral palsy, so we had to take the ramp up. We came around, and Robin and Whoopi and Carol was standing there. And Carol said, "This is Chris. This is Robin Williams. This is Chris. This is Harvey's son." Robin said, "I don't think you had to tell me he was Harvey Korman's son. Anybody can tell from Chris's nose it's Harvey's son." And I think Whoopi Goldberg said something like, "You shouldn't be talking about somebody's nose. You're one hairy son of a." I said, "Okay, well, we didn't need to go there. We don't need to talk about body parts, like that." I said, "It's just a great honor to meet you." But I said, I think I told him, I said, "I have another connection with you." And I told him the story about how he did this charity event back in the 70s prior to, I think, Happy Days. And he had made it, and he had started making it big. And my mom was the chairwoman for this benefit, and she's the one that recommended you. I was like, "What?" I said, "Well, her name at the time was Donna Korman. It's not DiCenzo, but." It's like, "Wait, your mother is the reason why I got that share show?" I said, "Yes." "So I have to thank your mother and your father?" He said, "You don't have to pay them, but you can thank them." I mean, He said, "God, it's amazing how the world intertwines." Because my mom had told me that story a couple of years ago, and I told him that. It's like, so it came out based on a recommendation from your mother. I said, "My mother had enough intelligence to know what funny is, having been around funny all her life, to know that you were big. You were going to be big." And he was like, "Oh my God." So he gave me a hug, and Carol and Whoopi are like going, "I've never heard that story in my life." I said, I didn't hear about it until 5 years ago myself, Carol. So and Whoopi's like hugging me, and Scott Marshall's laughing. We're all laughing, but it just makes you go, wow, you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to connect with in your life that is intertwined with other parts of your life. And it blew Robin's mind that was my mother. And I said, it blew my mind when my mom told me the story. So, and it was just, I said, just for my father was so intimidated the whole week by working with you, Robin, because, you're an icon. And it's like, Chris, let me correct that. I might be one, but your father, anybody in this business, me, John Ritter, any of them, we aspired to you, your father, the Jerry Lewises, the Sid Caesars. And I thought, oh my God. Then I got it. I didn't realize until then, did I really get how big my father was?
Yeah.
In the annals of the business. And then prior to many years having met Burt Lancaster and meet all these people, you go, oh, this is almost surreal. Because to me, he was just Harvey Korman, the father. I could put it into perspectives. I understood how big he was. But when other icons say, I patterned what after all of my stuff after your dad. I heard Nathan Lane say in his book, Zero Mostel, Harvey Korman affected Nathan Lane's career. It's shocking. And you really it put me into, it gave me a different perspective of what my father did or had to do to get to that level of success and what sacrifices he had to make to get there.